was like, that's tough. That's tough. Let's talk about it real quick.
Yo!
Boy, here we go.
Oh my god. This is crazy.
You're watching Anime Sundays.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Anime Sundays, a show where we talk about anime on Sundays. You already know we're back with the great Shona Showdown here. What's good, bro?
What's going on, bro? I'm ready.
And we're back with probably one of the craziest debates we've seen on the internet in a while. Big shouts out to my boy Somassasuce. He's probably one of the most underrated versus pages I've ever seen. You've seen by my last video, I did his gauntlet. But today, Sama has brought us a very tedious debate. We have Jiraiya versus old Rayleigh. Stay tuned.
Jiraiya sama ta! Coating 屋のレーサンで通っている。
Rob, how you feeling?
Oh man,
how you feeling?
That you gonna do me like that?
I go first.
Hey, I'm worried about this matchup here because the One Piece fan in me says Rayleigh, but the Naruto fan in me says Rob. Look at that fight. Look at what Jiraiya had to deal with against the 6 Paths of Pain. I mean, not even just fighting all of them by himself, but he demonstrated top tier stage abilities. He obviously had the summoning jutsu, he had the toad stages on both shoulders going crazy as well, doing combo techniques. I mean, Jiraiya is no scrub. We saw what he was doing to Itachi and Kisame, pretty much had them running for their lives at one point in the series as well. But when we talk about Rayleigh, man,
that's what I'm talking about. See,
the hockey of Rayleigh.
That's the key.
Is one of the best demonstrations of hockey that we have seen in the One Piece world as of yet. We could talk about, you know, the Rocks Pirates. We can talk about that fight as well at God Valley, which I believe Rayleigh was there. Yeah. We can even talk about Prime Rayleigh, right? And he stopped Marco's attack with a finger. And this was in the olden days, but again, that's crazy. That just proves that his armament hockey is there. Converse. He trained Luffy.
He trained Luffy. He trained Shanks. He is known for really being one of the most wise hockey users. And I'm gonna just give you my opinion. I'm gonna pick Rayleigh. I'm gonna pick Rayleigh because I just feel like we look at Jiraiya Sage mode, right? Serious problem. But as we can tell, Naruto Sage mode is a lot better. Now for me, when people talk about Naruto Sage mode in comparison to One Piece battles, he is often put, you know, closer to Luffy's level. Now I don't know if I necessarily agree all the time, but I say it's not a stretch. So for me, when I look at Rayleigh, right, easily hanging with Kizaru. Easily.
Right. A
light speed character that we can give Jiraiya the benefit of the doubt with speed here and there, especially in Sage. But easily though, and he's old, and it's more of like, could probably even beat him if that was the case.
Right. But the Admiral fans out there, the One Piece fans that love the Admirals, you know what I'm saying, say that, oh, this person could be whoever. They're probably gonna say to counter that point that Kizaru wasn't even trying. And what would you say to that?
I would say saying someone isn't trying in a fight is different if you're an attacker. If you're an attacker and you are on a mission and you are trying to accomplish something, there is a level of effort you are already putting in. Rayleigh was on the defense. He was just trying to buy time for the Straw Hats to escape. And because he also didn't really want to be in that fight, because as we know, he's like, man, that's not what I'm doing. But you know what? Luffy's my boy. He got my man's hat on. I'm going to hold it down for him. So I was more impressed with Rayleigh in that battle than Kizaru was just like, all right, you know what? This old man is kind of giving me more sweat than I want. And just like you said, in the Battle of Rocks, we know he was there. We know he sailed the Grand Line with Roger, probably defeated countless other crazy enemies. They've had their scruffles with the Whitebeard crew. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of heavy cats that Rayleigh has already been taken down or been learned from his battles.
So what you're saying is Rayleigh can go up against the 6 Paths of Pain and come out on top. Is that what you're telling me, Jay?
Here's what I think. Jiraiya doesn't have observation. Rayleigh does. That's key. Jiraiya's moving on a like I'm getting jump basis while Rayleigh's like, you can't jump me, bro. I have supreme observation haki. And not just observation, he has levels of armament that Luffy is still trying to get a handle on.
Right.
You know what
Absolutely.
I'm saying? Now we know haki and chakra, it's not necessarily the same thing, doesn't necessarily negate certain situations.
Right.
But I just feel like, I don't know if he's necessarily beating pain, you know what I'm saying? Would he have successfully escaped though, as Jiraiya tried to do? Maybe. I think he would. I think it was end of days, Rayleigh's gonna be like, you know what? I'm out of here.
A prime Rayleigh could probably be
A prime Rayleigh, yes.
Old Rayleigh though, like I'm not, and I think we just gotta put a little bit more respect on Jiraiya. But what I will say is I agree with you. I think Rayleigh does take this, and it's not because Jiraiya is weak. Obviously, we already talked about the techniques that he uses, like the summoning techniques are there.
Yeah.
Rayleigh's gonna have a tough time if Jiraiya summons him into the toad stomach lining and tries to digest them, things of that nature. That's gonna be tough. However, I do believe that there is one type of haki that Jiraiya may struggle with, and this is the Conqueror's haki.
Yes.
Conqueror's haki is something that I think it's something that is ridiculous. I mean, it proves the power of the king. The willpower is there, and I'm not saying that Jiraiya would faint before that, but we know that Conqueror's haki can be used to pretty much enhance your attack power, your defense power. And since Rayleigh was sitting on the right hand of Roger, he has to have one of the strongest in the series.
Yeah. And then it's almost like draw it back to what is, like, even when you're Rayleigh versus Pain fight, what does Conquerors do against these packs? Do they have will of their own, or are they just all following Nagato? Are they all standing before Conquerors? Yes, maybe. But then again, it's also like haki towards animals. What if Rayleigh is just like, hey Toad, let me out of here. You feel me? Like, I don't know. Like, there's a lot of variables to consider, but I always see Rayleigh having an advantage because, one, I just feel like he is the wiser character. I feel like he's the more experienced character. The wiser character, Jiraiya's been in his wars. He's been through his training as a sensei, as a teacher who has given more to the student. I give it to Rayleigh. And we know he had his run-in with Kaido and all these guys. I gotta give it to your boy.
Rayleigh is top tier. Rayleigh is top tier.
It'd be close. If Jiraiya wasn't getting jumped, he would have fared way better. For sure. If it was just him and Nagato, like him in the first half.
But the Renegon ability is just proves how powerful the Renegon is. I just think with observation haki as well, with Rayleigh being able to see slightly into the future, the Toad Sage is gonna have an issue with that. I don't know how he's moving in that instance.
So there you have it, y'all. You know how we do. It's not a One Piece bias. It is what we really feel. Somassasuce, thank you for the good debate. Y'all follow that boy. Check out his verses. He don't miss with those. And we'll see y'all next Sunday.